Your body was there. Your brain was there. Your life had already begun. So why does your own beginning feel like a locked room? Somewhere, there may be a photo of you as a baby. Wrapped in a blanket. Sitting in a crib. Held in someone's arms. Looking at the camera with a face that is unmistakably yours, and yet completely unreachable. You know that baby was you. You know those moments happened. But when you try to remember what it felt like to be there, you find nothing clear. No scene. No voice. No first night at home. Only silence. And that silence can feel strange. Because those years were not empty. As a baby, you felt hunger. Warmth. Fear. Calm. Surprise. Comfort. You recognized familiar voices. You learned the rhythm of footsteps in a room. You responded to faces, touch, light, and sound. The world was reaching you long before you could explain it. So the mystery is not whether babies experience life. They do. The mystery is why so little of that life becomes a memory we can return to. This is often called childhood amnesia. It does not mean the mind was blank. It means the kind of memory adults usually look for was still under construction. When you remember something now, you are not just replaying a recording. You are rebuilding a story. There is a place. A time. A sequence. A version of yourself inside the scene. I was there. That happened to me. This came before that. But a baby does not yet have all the tools for that kind of story. Language is still forming. The sense of time is still blurry. The idea of me as a continuous person, moving from yesterday into tomorrow, is still taking shape. And parts of the brain involved in organizing long-term autobiographical memory are still maturing. So the baby lives the moment intensely, but cannot yet file it in the way an older child, or an adult, might. Think of it like light entering a room before there is a camera to capture the image. The light was real. The room was real. But the photograph was never fully developed. That does not mean nothing stayed. Some early experiences may remain as emotional memory, sensory memory, or patterns of response. Not as clear scenes, but as traces. The sound of a certain voice. The feeling of being held. The difference between safety and alarm. The body may learn comfort before the mind can name it. This is why the earliest years can matter without becoming stories we can tell. A baby may not remember a specific afternoon in a crib. But the nervous system may still learn what closeness feels like. A child may not recall the first time they laughed at a familiar face. But the brain may still be learning how connection works. Maybe your first years were not erased. Maybe they were translated. Translated into reactions. Into preferences. Into the things that calm you without explanation. Into the way familiarity feels before you can describe why. And perhaps that is what makes this so haunting. The beginning of your life is not gone because it was meaningless. It is hidden because it happened before your mind had learned how to turn life into a story. Memory is not just a storage room. It is a storyteller. And when you were a baby, you were already alive, already feeling, already learning, but you had not yet become the narrator. So when you look at an old photo of yourself, maybe you are not looking at a stranger. You are looking at the part of you that lived before words. Before time had chapters. Before I remember was possible. That baby did not disappear. That baby became you. For more stories about the hidden forces that shape human life, subscribe to Facthor. Because sometimes, the most important parts of who we are began before we knew how to remember them.